And a few old stumps here. Your father went and got the tractor and pulled out some of these trees that have been dead for years. They're only rather small. They're only like, I don't know, 2.5 metres tall or 3 metres tall. Anyway, she's cypress pine, like a lot of the ones that were planted here in 1927. These are some of the ones that I suspect, all these were planted in 1927, or at least the ones around the house, and I suspect the ones in another area also. But for whatever reason, there's a whole stack of them that are about the same size that died all at the same time, and I'm assuming it's some sort of a drought or maybe disease that's gone through them. But yeah, we pulled a few of them out, and of course the chopped the top off, and the rest of that wood I'm burning this winter. The stuff that's been sliced up. Anyways, you may look at all these stumps and you go, what's the point of keeping them? You should just throw them in a big bonfire and burn them. There's too much dirt on them to make it worthwhile cutting the roots up and using basically the stump for firewood. Well, in the interest of not wasting good wood, I've worked out a way that you can get past all that. Now, we've got clay here. I assume you could do the same thing with sand, but fortunately these have been in for a long time, so they've started to rot on the outside. And all your so-called, this is a fresher one, off a almond tree actually, all your sort of bark on your roots, well, on this almond tree one isn't on this old one, because this thing was alive until like, well, a couple of months before I moved in 2 years ago. So what can you do to still be able to use this wood and not destroy your chainsaw blade? Well, it's pretty simple really. Sit it outside and let the rain get to it. It won't work with snow obviously, but if there's rain and wind and real good if there's a bit of hail, and over time all the dirt drops off, along with a little bit of the root bark, so to speak. But yeah, I've had that sitting there for a couple of months, and there hasn't been a great deal of rain, maybe like 1.5 inches or whatever, and a bit of wind. And while there's still a little bit still on some of it, there's quite a lot of it has all just fell off on the ground. And my assumption is that at the end of this winter, and a little spring rain sometime during the summer, the next summer, I'll be able to cut this up and use it as firewood as well. Now, aside from that, if you've got a pressure washer, you can achieve the same thing really quick. But, you know, I sort of think that just to chuck this in the bonfire, you know, it's a waste of good wood. I mean, let's get some size comparison. There's my foot. So she's pretty big. There's my hand. So, you know, there's sort of in all of this here, there's sort of probably, I can run the fire for, maybe 10 days of a night time, or 10 nights rather, because, you know, when I'm not here at work, I don't need to run the fire, obviously, but I really need it at night, because if it gets too cold, I'll wake up. I cannot sleep if it's too cold. It's as simple as that. I can't just rug up anymore. I can rug up to a degree, but I don't know, I just can't sleep when it's cold, and even if there's cold air on my face, I'm no good. I can't get to sleep if I've got a cold head, that's for sure, or cold toes. But yeah, you know, this will be extra wood that will come in handy for next winter when all the rain has washed the mud off.